Okay, Darius, we're live. Okay, welcome everybody to Wall Street Reporter's next Super Stock, a live stream February 11th, 2021. We're back with one of our winning stocks, FansUnite. Darius Igdami, the president. Darius, welcome back.
Thanks, Jack. Good morning. How are you?
Fantastic. Darius, looks like the stock is back on the move. I think it was 15 cents when you debuted here back in was it August, September, early, back in September, just a couple months ago. We hit the $1.25, and I think we're going to be breaking out of this consolidation. I know you got a lot of things in the pipeline, which I want to kind of ask you about, and I want to get some audience. I know we're going to have a lot of audience questions today. Because I think this is this is really 2021. I think this is like the pivotal year for fans.
Absolutely, yeah. We keep talking about how we're at this inflection point. So we definitely believe that. We've been building the company, building the infrastructure, building the technology for 5 or 6 years now, and now it's about growth and scale. So all arms of our business are revenue generating, and now it's about expanding on those.
Exactly. This is what we do. With our next super stock program with the Wall Street Reporter, we want to bring companies on when they're at the inflection point coming out. We don't, the hard work, all the 5 years, that's we want you right. The investors want to get in right when the rocket is taking off. So I think the timing right here is perfect, because I think what's been happening is the last few months the rocket has been kind of like on the launch pad. The engine is running, you got the flames coming out, but it's just starting to go. It's not like out of the full blast, full takeoff. So I think we're at that point. So hey, for anybody that's just tuning in, again, our goal with the Wall Street Report is the next super stock live stream is to bring you those stocks which have 10x to 100x upside potential. Companies, again, like at a key inflection point right now. Multiple catalysts in place, going after multi-billion-dollar market opportunities, and just yesterday we had one of our stocks is up 1,500% since October, since their debut. So Darius, you got to catch up. We need hang on a second. What is it? What is the thing? This is what we need. 100x right now. 100x. 10x will be good. So 10x. Would be I think 100x would be the right thing to aim for. So let's get into it. What's the big news? I think is you're entering the U.S. market, right?
Yeah, we had news yesterday. Not really entering the U.S. market. We've been kind of laying that foundation already for some time, but we signed up and engaged a U.S. law firm, IFRA Law, and Jeff IFRA, not just any U.S. law firm, one of the preeminent lawyers in the gaming space, who's been doing gaming law in the U.S. really since its inception, right? So for us, this is a bit of a combination. We signed a partnership with OneComply, I think about a month ago, to streamline the process for the U.S. market and getting licensed in the U.S. market. We then announced, I think last week, that we're getting GLI testing on our technology for U.S. standards, and now we're signing up and engaging with Jeff IFRA to help us navigate the licensing strategy in the U.S. So just with some of the conversations we've been having and the interest we've been having in the U.S. market, we thought now's the time to really expand our footprint and go into the U.S. market and a little bit bigger. And again, this kind of goes even back a little bit further when we signed our partnership with Gameco in September. That was really the first entry point to get our technology into the U.S. market.
And the Gameco, the Gameco is basically to have the esports betting in the consoles in casinos. That's what Gameco is doing, right?
That's what Gameco is doing, but our partnership with them is to actually get online sportsbooks, right? And esports and sportsbooks. So we signed that partnership with them in September. We signed our first activation with the Skyute Casino in Colorado to launch them an online esports sportsbook in Colorado, regulated, and that'll be the very first dedicated esports sportsbook in the U.S. market. So that started, piquing the interest of other groups who've having those conversations, and that's why we want to make sure we get licensed and do it properly. So we decided to engage one of the best law firms out there to help us navigate that.
So basically, so basically people will be able to bet on esports for the first time in the U.S. in the state of Colorado.
That's what the Skyute Casino, absolutely. Yeah, that's the plan with that. And then we'll look to go into other states. That's why we're looking with Jeff IFRA to actually get licensed as a software supplier for both casino and sports betting. And we're looking at New Jersey first, to get a license there. A lot of work, but we got a good lawyer. We got one comply now, so pretty excited about that. I mean, right after this stream, we're going to get back to the paperwork on that. New Jersey will be the first, but we're looking at other states as well this year.
Yeah, well, New Jersey, this is the big. That's the big game changer. I think this is where all the action is. Okay, so I think one of the questions is what's the timeline for this? When do you think you can be in New Jersey?
Yeah, it takes, from what we've been talking to with Jeff Ifrah, about 3 to 5 months. As long as you have your ducks in a row. And I think us as a company, we do have our ducks in a row, especially as a public company. We have all our DD ready. We have all that type of stuff ready to go. So like I mentioned right after this call, we're going to put our heads right back down into the application. It's a lot of paperwork, but it's good. I like the condition.
In terms of what the regulators are basically just want to make sure that you guys have no criminal backgrounds or any kind of so it's since you're a public company, everything is pretty much disclosed, right? So I think that makes it easier, doesn't it?
It definitely helps us having kind of the public information out there and going through the exchanges and fundraising and working with brokered financing. We've gone through all that due diligence before. The New Jersey regulators, it's like a level deeper that we've never really seen before. So it's a lot of information. I think they're going to know everything about our entire past, between Scott and myself, which is totally fine. We're just getting all that stuff ready for them.
Okay, so potentially, in New Jersey, you'll be able to start taking bets in New Jersey in April, May.
Yeah, we always like to be a little bit more conservative, kind of that 3 to 5 month range of what they're telling us, and we're going in as a software supplier. So those are licenses we're trying to get. We want to be the back end. We've maintained that we want to be technology. That's how we're getting into the U.S. space. That's how we entered. We don't, have any plans right now to launch a B2C brand and compete against some of the big guys and just spend a whole bunch of money on customer acquisition. We don't think that's the best use of, our time or our resources. We're definitely focused on technology and getting in that way.
Okay. So in the business, so on the technology side, what's the business model? Do you get a percentage? Are you able to, is it a flat rate? Do you get a percentage of, the betting? How does it work?
Yeah, I mean, different jurisdictions for sure. The deals we've signed so far, right now, we take an upfront integration fee, just a one-time cost, just to get up and running, get their brand up to their liking, and then we charge them monthly fixed fee as well. So we get that license fee essentially. We sign 3-year deals, are pretty sticky contracts, and the cool thing is we grow with our customers. So as they grow, we get to grow with them because we take that revenue share as well. So, based on their gross gaming revenue, we take a piece of that. So as they grow, we get to grow with them. And that's really where we see our revenue starting to compound as these platforms start to grow. Okay.
So bottom line is you do get a percentage of the gaming revenue.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So it's fantastic. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So, May, June, we could see that launch. And, okay, so for anybody that's new that might be just tuning, can you give us just a snapshot of the whole kind of fans, the business model, everything that you cover, like all your revenue sources?
Yeah, for sure. From a high level perspective, we're trying to become a global iGaming company with a full suite kind of technology solution. So we have a few arms to our business. We have our own B2C arm. So these are the platforms that we actually own, we run, that we do the branding and the marketing for. So our flagship there is McBookie, which is a UK sportsbook focusing really on the Scottish market. Awesome company, awesome brand, 2 really, really solid operators. We've done over, I think, 150 million in betting volume there in the last 3 years. So I'm really excited about that B2C platform. That's our flagship. We have some more in Latin America and focusing on the Brazilian market. Then we have our B2B business. This is where it's our technology that we've been building for the last 5 or 6 years, and we license this out to other operators. So that's the Chameleon platform, a full suite, gaming solution to get you up and running with esports, with sports betting, as well as casino. We just got licensed in Malta as a B2B as well as B2C, so we can start taking operators in Europe, which is huge for us. This is now why we're doing that in the US market. So we're just kind of building that global infrastructure from a B2B perspective. And then we have our games division where, we've come on the show before and talked about our games. We're building a little bit more fun, a little bit more interactive games, right? A lot of the casinos are still trying to bring in customers with cherry spin wheels and lucky sevens that you see at the bricks and mortar casinos. We think the younger demographic has no interest in that, so we want to make our games a little bit more fun, a little bit more engaging, have that esports video game kind of feel to them. And so we have our games division. We have 2 games completed now. 3rd is almost done. 4th is in final testing. fifth has actually begun. So we're trying to get a suite of 10 games by end of year.
Okay, so suite of 10 games by the end of the year, and this is okay. So the games, your own games, and just again for anybody that that might be new, can you explain like the business model, how that works? You license these games out, aggregators, percentage, or the whole model, like so people can understand the real upside here, because this is like it could be like a massive revenue opportunity. So these are not just games. This is money.
Yeah, these are real money casino games.
Sounds like children. This is like serious money.
This is serious money for sure. It's our newest arm of the business, but for us potentially one of the most exciting, especially if some of these games are popular on the casinos. So it's certified random number generator. So we build these games on top of those. We put these games into our own sports books, and they have these return to players, so kind of guaranteed margins built in on our sports books. And then for us, we also want to get our games into as many sports books as we can. So we signed one deal with an aggregator called the EAR platform. They have over 120 sports books and casinos integrated with their platform. So once our game goes into the EAR aggregator, it can potentially go out to over 120 different sports books. Every time someone plays one of those games on those sports books, we get a commission essentially. We split that with the EAR and us. So we get revenue share on all our games. We currently have that one deal signed with the EAR platform. We're not doing too much business development right now to get our games into more until we hit that kind of sweet spot of 4 to 5 games, which we're getting pretty close to. So our goal by end of the year is to get our games into over 1,000 different sports books. If any of those are popular and we got a lot of people playing on them, we take a rev share, really on every spin. So it's definitely one of the most exciting parts of our business for sure.
Okay, so just so people can understand the possibilities of the revenue possibilities. So you're going to be in potentially 1,000 sports books at the end of the year.
That's our goal. Yeah.
With let's say you're going to have 10 games. How much can you make per game, per sports book, per month?
It really depends. How popular these games are, which sports books turn them on, and if they get to the front page and people are playing these, right? But the popular games can definitely generate significant amount of revenue. You see some of these games generating 7 figures for the sports books a month, and for us, we take a kind of a portion of that. So I would say we don't know yet until these games go in there and they start playing, and then we'll kind of update the market on where we think the games can go.
Okay, but I think before we've talked with Scott, I think maybe he was talking about like, okay, so your cut of that, your commission, whatever is, could be 6 figures per month, like 100 grand plus per game.
Popular, yeah, we could definitely do those type of numbers.
Popular, you're right. So it may not be popular with every tastes are different across different markets, everything but let's say you have you're in, I don't know, 500 of these sports books, and you have I don't know, 5 of these games. I'm being conservative, like 5 of these games kind of are doing okay. So you're still talking about 7 figures a month and almost pure profit going to FansUnite.
Yeah, and the margins are high, like you said. We're spending the R&D time now to build these games, and once they're built, then it's essentially just nice margins for us once people play. It's
because it's just a pure. It's like an oil gusher. You're just collecting money.
Definitely, it can be a cash cow part of our business for sure.
Yeah. Do you want to show us a demo? You want to show us some of the games I think people may have seen, but in case they haven't, I think maybe you have some new stuff also.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a demo reel, some of our games. So we have the first one right now, or that's almost done. It's called Team Vortex. We get a bit more of that esports feel. We have Crash Sites, which is that crash type game. I think we've shown that on the show before, and then Loot Cases game. So can you see my screen?
Okay, I think we're ready. Yeah, I think I'm going to add it right now. So yeah, just press play, and it'll go.
Yeah, just a short video, so I'll show you some of our games here.
Darius.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This is the first time we actually heard the sound. Usually, you guys have the sound off.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this time I guess the sound worked for the demo reel.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, no, this is exciting. So I think actually somebody's just commenting 200,000 a month per. I don't know if she's saying per casino per. So bottom line is this some upside because we don't know until these things are actually in in the market. But what kind of traction are you getting? Like, what kind of I don't know if you say reviews or what kind of feedback are you hearing from people in the market?
Yeah, that's exactly it. The reviews and feedback have been really strong. People really like these games. Kind of that Crash Ice game I showed, super fun. Just kind of stealing money from a bank vault, right? You just have no idea when the cops are going to show up. It makes it a little bit more fun than just kind of clicking spin, spin, spin. Loot games, as I think I just saw a comment, very popular with the younger demographic as well. So we are pretty excited about the games.
Okay, we got a question here. Dwight asking, where can we try playing these games, even if we do not belong to one of those? Is there a demo, a place where somebody can actually do a live demo without cash?
Yeah, we actually do have a demo site. So if someone emails me, I'll send them the demo site. They can check it out. The games are not in the States right now, so they're not actually in the U.S. market, so they won't be able to play them there. But yeah, shoot me a note, and I'll get you a demo reel and show you how the games work.
Okay, fantastic. And your, I think your email is out there. It's what is it? It's Darius at FansUnite, right?
Yeah, Darius at FansUnite.com. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool, Jack. We get people emailing us with game concepts. We've had like probably 20, 30 different game concept people emailing us like, hey, well, have you thought about this type of game? Have you thought about this type of game? So we send that to our head of game design out in Malta. He's got storyboards of different type of games we want to build. So we've got a lot of endless ideas, but it's really cool seeing some of our shareholders actually reach out to us and give us ideas too.
Okay, yeah, this is it's an amazing business. There's so many. There's a lot of these games that make massive amounts of money that people don't really. I mean, like I've never heard of some of these games. I've heard I know a guy. There's who's I think he's like making like I don't know in the tens of millions per year from one game that's out in. I think it's like some sort of golf game, some sort of. I thought it was like some goofy thing, but apparently it's just bringing in cash from being in all these areas. So all you need is a couple of these games to hit, and this could be a 100-bagger stock. So this will be very well. 100-bagger from where you started would only be $15. So it's not unrealistic. With that. But Darius, let's talk about the what's happening in the UK. You're entering the UK market also this year, right?
Yeah, so our flagship platform, McBookie, on the B2C side is in the UK market, right? So that platform's growing every day. We have sports betting, casino, virtual sports, live casino. So we're excited about that platform because there's so much room to grow. We came in with our team and our resources with a goal to double their revenue from 2019 to 2020. We were able to do that. We have a mandate to double their revenue again this year.
Okay.
We've been able to do that pretty much organically. Just new email campaigns, social media, blogs, SEO. This year we'll actually focus on spending some money on that. Scotland, for the first time in decades, has made a major championship, so they're in the Euro Cup this year. So it's going to give us a pretty big opportunity to market the platform to the Scottish market. So we're already in the UK market. They are operating on a sub-license. When we acquired them, they've been operating on a sub-license. So we made that a goal to get our own UK license as well. That's the gold standard for licensing, tier 1 jurisdiction. And so we have begun that process. We'll definitely keep our shareholders updated when we formally make that application. And then hopefully once we actually get the license, that's probably, again, another 3 months. So we expect to get that in Q2.
Okay. Now in terms of in the UK, but McBookie, is that only for Scotland or it's all of UK?
It's all of UK. All of UK. We just focus our marketing efforts on Scotland.
Okay. So basically, anybody in the UK right now can go to McBookie and place a bet.
That's correct.
And whatever. And what do you have? You have. I know they have. What's the whole menu of options?
Everything you can think of. Yeah, everything you can think of, from lower level Scottish soccer to horse racing to darts and pool. Like everything you can think of. We got casino games. We have live casino where you're actually interacting with a live dealer. Which makes it a little bit more fun and interactive. We saw during the pandemic that side of the business do really well. We have virtual sports where you're betting on virtual soccer, virtual tennis, virtual racing, virtual dogs. So we have a lot to offer there. We're continuing to add new kind of ways to bring in players on that platform. Not really an esports focus, more traditional sports for sure in the UK market right now.
Okay, let's get into some audience questions right now. Interesting question, Jeremy. Are these for mobile?
Eventually, I would say not right now, but definitely plan for those. We want people to be able to play at their fingertips, right?
Okay. Let's see here. I'm not sure what. Okay, so something Roobet. You know what this is? Roobet.
Roobet. Nope. We'll check it out for sure.
Okay. Something crypto casinos. I don't even know what this is. Getting into crypto casinos would be huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we understand crypto, and we've been in that space for a few years as well. So so our platforms do have the opportunity to take crypto and then to partner with other potential crypto platforms we're interested in. As long as they're regulated and go through all the regulations and license, then we're interested.
Okay. I got a question here. Market needs some more comment. Needs more clarity on the ear partnership and more, I guess, more recent updates on games. I think we kind of covered it slightly, but I think basically whoever the CDT, I think he's the point is, I think, is if people understand as that what how that revenue model is going to work out with with this ear, the aggregator. I don't think people quite understand. Is it possible that you're even going to know until actually these things start hitting the market, that you're really going to know what the traction is?
Yeah, not really. We have a bit of an idea, but for anyone who's seen some of our financial models out there on some of the research equity reports, we're not really changing those right now until we know fully how much these games could potentially make. So just with the ear platform, we signed that partnership, and then it's about integrating our platform with theirs. Then those casinos can actually turn on our games, and then they can start playing, and we get the rev share. So we're still kind of in that middle part. We're integrating our games with their platform, and then hopefully that switches on here pretty shortly.
Okay. Yeah. So I think you guys are being very conservative. You're not throwing up projections that we're going to have 50 billion. I mean, the possibilities are really massive. I know but you've been kind of hinting at, hey, this is what you could do. 6 figures per month per game, maybe even more if it's. So but until actually the rubber hits the road, you don't know, and also you don't know which game it's going to be. All you need really is one of those games to be a hit, and that. If out of those 10 games you're going to have at the end of the year, if one of them is a hit, that the game could generate $1 million a month. If it's a hit, it could do $1 million a month revenues to FansUnite.
Yeah, it definitely could be one of the fastest growing arms of the business. We hope we have more than 1 out of 10 games be a hit, and we'll definitely kind of see which games are resonating well with casinos, and then build more of those type of games for sure. Yeah. But absolutely, yeah. And I think for us with revenue projections and stuff like that, I think 4 out of the 5 guys on our management team are actually accountants by trade. So we try to be a little bit more conservative. If we put a number out there, our goal is to make sure we hit it. The 2020 figures we put out there, we hit them. So I think that shows the market confidence. When we put out a projection, we're going to hit those numbers. So we'd like to know, where that's going to be before we actually put out projections.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I think the takeaway is that, yeah, for me, as an investor, hey, if one of these games hits as a big hit, not even like that is worth the whole business. Let's see here.
And the games division is just kind of one of 3 arms of our business, right? So yes, it's potentially the most exciting, but the technology we've been building has been 5-6 years in the making and millions of dollars, and that's starting to click right now as well. That's why we're getting into the US market with our technology. That's why we just got our Malta licenses to get our technology into Europe. So, we have a few arms of the business, and they're all, I think, equally as exciting right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I didn't understand the other 2. Because I'm focused on the gaming thing as well. This thing becomes a cash cow, which can generate a couple millions a month in just basically pure profit, essentially, in licensing. That's.
Every client we get on licensing our technology will just start to compound our revenue. And early on we hit the fixed fees, which aren't game changers, but as those platforms grow and we get to participate on the rev share, that's where we'll really see our revenue start to compound. Okay,
so this is basically the takeaway is this really 3 pillars. So I think it's important for people to know, because you have the games, you have revenues coming in from games, you have the B2B side. So yeah, so this is interesting. Okay, so let's get a couple of questions coming in here. JH asking, okay, I saw an ad for FansUnite. What, you saw an ad for FansUnite? What is your marketing budget for 2021? Is that for the B2C? I'm not sure which ads did he see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We're definitely doing things like this. We understand the importance of investor relationships. So we are trying to get our story out to as many eyeballs as we can. We'll continue to do these type of interviews, other ones like that. So I wouldn't budget wise don't know yet, but definitely trying to do more of these. We understand the importance of getting our name out there.
Okay, interesting question. Is IFRA being paid on a performance basis, or they're just getting a regular legal retainer?
Yeah, no, interesting question. Right now, it's just a cash retainer.
This is like a pretty straightforward legal job.
We're engaging one of the top law firms to help us navigate the U.S. markets, and starting with state by state in New Jersey.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, this is a good question. Okay, this is actually something I had. One of our favorite questions to ask here is, what's because now that you're getting into the U.S., what's the next U.S. based catalyst investors can look forward to, like new markets or new partnerships? What else is happening in the U.S.?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. The last kind of catalyst we had was the Skyute casino. So I think major catalyst would be us signing more deals in the U.S. to get casinos up and running with an online sportsbook, as well as getting actually licensed in the U.S. market, starting with again New Jersey, but looking at other states as well. So more deals would be the major catalyst for us. Everyone we can get on using our platform, the better.
How did the revenue look over the Super Bowl?
Yeah, good week for sure. To be honest, most of the betting in the UK market came on soccer and horse racing. So
they bet on this. I'm sure some people do that. Yeah.
NFL is the biggest kind of American sport on that sportsbook for sure.
In the UK.
In the UK, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to say. Okay, that makes sense, right? Let's see. Okay, so we got a question. Does Bill C-13 play any part for your opportunity in Canada?
Yeah, that's another great question, and I would say yes, absolutely. We've been kind of hoping for this for some time, and we hope we can take advantage of it. So I think it's the 19th that the bill will get voted on. We're pretty bullish that it's actually going to decriminalize the single event sports betting here. So that's kind of step one in keeping Canadian bettors to actually bet in Canada. I think there's estimates that $10 to $14 billion is being wagered on offshore sportsbooks. So that's step one. And then step two is having the actual provinces allow outside operators to take bets here in Canada. So we think we're well situated for that. We're a Canadian company. We're a technology company. We've never taken bets here from Canada. We're part of the Canadian Gaming Association. We'll have tier 1 licenses like Malta and the UK, which can look very favorably in the eyes of the Canadian gaming regulators. So definitely, we hope we can take advantage of the Canadian capital or the Canadian gaming market, and we'll kind of see what happens as this kind of unfolds in the next week, and then closer to the end of the year if actual outside operators are allowed to bet here.
Okay, no, it's interesting watching the whole FansUnite. The stories is kind of unfolding, and it's things are taking off. Like, I think a lot of investors need to kind of have patience that the big upside I think is going to be probably 6 months from now. But probably the stock is going to start moving in advance. But I think is it fair to say that the real revenues are going to be coming in, like, let's say 6-9 months from now, towards the end of the year? Once you're in these aggregators, you got the UK thing going, everything else.
Yeah, for sure. We had a goal to more than double revenue again from last year to this year. So, I think we're on pace to do that. 2021 will definitely be a bigger year, right? So I think as we talk about on the show and other places is, again, we spent all that time building that technology and building all the infrastructure globally, right? So we hope we kind of de-risked it a little bit by doing that and kind of spending the time. And now it's about just putting fuel on the fire. So getting as many clients as we can using our licensing, our technology and licensing our software, getting those games out there, getting into more sports books, getting into more casinos, and continuing the licensing strategy so we can have a global footprint.
Okay, I think also it's important to note is you raised a bunch of money at the end of last year. You're sitting on I don't know 13 million probably now, or
Closer to 15 million, yeah. So we're cashed up, and we don't have a huge burn, which is great. So we have more than 2 years of runway here, which allows us to just not think about cash in the bank. It allows us to just focus on the business and focus on execution. This year is all about execution for us.
That's a great position to be in, because when you don't have to worry about the money, then it's yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. Let's see here. Uplisting plans. I think we talked about that. I mean, it's a little bit early now, no? I mean,
maybe early to uplist, but not early to think about these things. So, as a management team and board, we are looking into these, seeing what kind of opportunities there are to uplist, both here in Canada as well as the U.S. markets for sure. So something on the radar.
Okay, yeah. So I guess the Canadian legalization will be good for the tax base in Canada.
Yeah, and Dwight's absolutely right there. A lot of people use Bet365, Bodog, Pinnacle, so all the Canadian money is really going offshore because the user experience here in Canada, the odds, the having to parlay 2 games, it just makes the whole experience not enjoyable. So all that money is leaving offshore.
Okay. Last few questions. When can we expect the financials to come out for the first quarter?
For the first quarter, well, I guess I'll answer that in 2 parts. So first, financials that will come out will actually be the full 12-month yearly audits or yearly financials for 2020. So we're a multi-jurisdictional company, so we have audits already starting in the UK as well as Canada. So those will be filed definitely before the required timeline of April 30th. We hope we get them out earlier, but that'll be the next financials that come out. It's the year end, and then Q1 will be due in end of May.
Okay, Gilbert, one of your long-time investors, an early investor. What's going on with M&A? You have anything in the pipeline right now?
We're always looking at deals. Scott and myself, we got a tremendous amount of deal flow coming to our table, which is really cool. The board we've assembled, guys like Chris Grove and James Keane and Harish, it's unbelievable the network and connections that they have. So we're getting deals kind of sent to us every day, and we're kind of filtering through, see which ones we like, see which ones we want to talk to, learn a little bit more about. So M&A is on kind of our agenda this year and a mandate for sure. I wouldn't say it's imminent, but we're looking at deals all the time, looking to bring in whether it's a database of players or new technology to add to the Chameleon platform, or by providing shareholder value by bringing in revenue or cash flow. We're looking kind of at all of them right now and filtering through and seeing which ones we actually want to pursue.
Okay, so this is actually, it's a great time because you're sitting on a ton of cash. You got stock you can use as currency. I mean, this is so okay. So things to watch. Okay, so let's wrap up. What are the catalysts? What milestones, catalysts do you have coming up for the next couple of months that we could look forward to?
Yeah, I think we've been updating shareholders kind of on the licensing part of things. So with the last few releases of One Comply and GLI and now with IFRA Law, catalyst definitely on the licensing side in the U.S. markets, state by state, starting with New Jersey, and we'll look at other ones throughout the year as well. UK GC licenses, that's a big one for us. That's one we've been talking about for a while. So definitely licensing is one, and then getting our software into the hands of as many people as we can. So signing more deals to use our technology, that'll be catalyst for sure. And every game that we complete that finalizes testing, we will definitely show the market that those are coming out for sure.
Excellent. Okay, Darius. On that note, I want to thank you, and we're looking forward to hearing more from FansUnite in the coming weeks. We don't want to wait months, weeks. We want to wait.
That sounds good to us. We'll definitely be back soon.
Thank you again.
Thanks, Jack.
Okay. All right. So let's get ready for Victory Square. This is very exciting because here is what makes today's live stream fascinating. Is that FansUnite is a former, or actually still is a portfolio company. So let me just get the Victory Square banner up here. Okay. Vahid.
Hi, Jack.
How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so let's get, Okay, welcome everybody to Wall Street Reporter's next Superstock live stream for February 11th, 2021. We're back with Victory Square Technologies. It's a company that we have great hopes for in 2021. A portfolio of 20 plus baby unicorns. So these could become major companies. We actually just heard from one of the portfolio companies, which was FansUnite. There was a spin out from Victory Square, and that's become a big success. So Vahid, tell us. I know today you're going to be talking about one of your new companies, which is Gameon, right?
Yes, actually, today Matt Bailey, the CEO of the Gameon, is going to talk more about Gameon, which is, as you said, Fans was the last portfolio company that went through.
Not last, most recent, not last.
No, the most recent one. The most recent one that in May 2020 they went public, and the next one is Gameon. And yes, today Matt Bailey is going to talk more about the business plan, the opportunities, and the plan that the management has for Gameon. We thought is better for the investors to hear directly from the CEO and the people who's running the companies. So yeah, today is going to be all about Gameon.
I think what we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing on, because look, you have 23 portfolio companies now, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so 23 companies, and for people to understand, I think Victory Square, like the business model, I think what we're going to be doing is over the next months, we're going to be introducing our audience, investors, to some of your portfolio companies, their management, the leadership of those companies, so investors can really understand, really the scope, the scale of what you're doing, the opportunity that's in Victory Square, and of course, I think you're going to be spinning out some of those companies, in the coming weeks. So, just for anybody that might be tuning in, and we're going to bring on Matt in just a second. He's going to give us a demo. This is going to be very exciting. So again, Fans was an example. It's a perfect example of one of your spin outs, or what kind of your investing strategy. So, for anybody that's new, explain what does Victory Square do? What's the business model?
Sure. So Victory Square, we buy, build, and invest in the next generation companies, the companies that we feel they're going to be the next giant going out. We try to be in the right industry at the right time by investing on the right people and right products. When we go back, we see how technology has changed people's lives with mobile internet. So we try to be early into the next generation of the tech or next generation of the companies. And by having them in multiple different industries and having multiple different companies, giving this chance to our investors that they have 23 shots to have a successful, to be successful. Now, as an example, like, last week we talked about, our recent acquisition, which was Hydrate. Now, in the example of the Hydrate, the company currently has about a million revenue. They're on track to go about 4 to 5 million revenue. That industry that you can easily get 30 times multiple on the projected revenue. So that company by itself, by end of the year, is going to be anywhere between 100 to 150 million valuation. And now, not saying that we're just also adding, other potential businesses and sectors around the Hydrate and multiple acquisitions under that. So that's our business model that we're trying to do. Now, we also try
basically creating value is the model. Is that fair?
It's creating value for investors. Now, one thing for our investors that, number one, by having the VSD, being part of the VSD investment group and investors, they have access to all these 23 portfolio companies. Now, since a few weeks back, we also started designing a program that not only they have access to the VSD as a company, but also we come up with a program if there is any spin out, or even if there is any merger acquisitions for any of the VSD asset to another public traded company, our investors can also get something from that spin out as well. So they holding multiple different stock in the market that we're going to introduce that program in next 10 days or 2 weeks that we finalize it. So creating that value for investors, that's been the biggest thing for us, and creating the ecosystem that we can be in multiple different industries that there is a huge potential for them in coming years.
No, I mean essentially you're like what is it? What's the hot ETF in the US? The ARK Invest, those are the Cathie Wood. You're basically like the Cathie Wood, but on the ground floor. ARK Invest gets the companies when they're already public. This is essentially really a ground. Listen, if somebody's, I know that there's people who are chasing that ARK Invest, these crazy stocks that are massive multiples, the Teslas of the world. If you're willing to take that type of risk, I think it makes more sense to get it on the ground floor. You have the valuations are cheaper, and the whole thing is cheap. I mean, like right now, VST is the market cap is what, 50, 60 million? I don't know.
60 million, yeah.
It's like Canadian. That's like free money. It's like what, 50 million US, and you have 20 plus of these, baby unicorns. We just heard from just one of them. That was FansUnite, and that was so you guys invested how much in Fans and the value now? Like in other words, what was your ROI? Just tell us.
So for Fans, I think originally when we acquired Fans was about 2 million that we invested, and now the market cap is over 150 million. Same thing has been on Gameon and V2 as well. Like originally we acquired V2 Games in 2018 for 1.4 million stock, and now again the company is on track to be listed in Q1 for the valuation anywhere between 15 to 20 million, which I think we're gonna go with the lower bar of the valuation because of our strategy to add value to the shareholders for Gameon and VST. So that's kind of like the ROI that we're getting in 2 or 3 years for our portfolio companies.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's instead of us talking, we'll do a show and tell. Let's bring on this latest portfolio company. We're gonna have Matt. Let's see. Matt. Here we go. Matt, how are you?
What's up, Jack? I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to share Gameon with your network.
Excellent. Where are you joining us from? Where are you right now?
I am joining you guys from Miami, Florida, but this isn't a Miami accent. I'm from Australia originally, moved to the US about 7 years ago now. Okay,
fantastic. So the company's based in Miami. Should we pop up the slides on the screen right now?
Yeah, let's do it. Like you said, the best way to introduce Gameon is to kind of show you what we're up to. My plan is to just zip through that pretty quickly. Then I want to hear from everyone. I want to get to Q&A, but would love to give the overview.
Perfect. Okay, so what we'll do is me and Vide will disappear. Let me get this set up here. Okay, so wait, actually, how do we get? Okay, we're gonna add this, and so I'm gonna disappear from the screen. Matt, you'll take it away, and we'll come back for the audience questions. And again, I encourage everybody in our audience to please ask your questions, and then decide for yourself if this is going to be. If Gameon is going to be our next, potentially our next 100 bagger. This is really literally ground floor. Company's not even trading yet, so it's pure ground floor. Okay, Matt, take it away.
Yeah, thank you, and Jack, you just said it. Ground floor. We're really excited about this opportunity. We're literally about to walk up to the plate and hit a home run, and this is the opportunity for everyone to get involved. But to give you the background of Gameon and what we're up to, our mission is very simple. We empower content owners or content providers, be it sports, entertainment, and everything in between, with the world's most simple and accessible gamification platform. So we help make their content more social, immersive, and ultimately help them monetize their content as well. And like I mentioned, we're really excited about the opportunity. We really believe that we're at the midst of a couple of hot trends right now. One is sports betting, and I don't think we need to dive too far into that, but sports betting is exploding across North America right now. So we're kind of at the center of that and playing a cog or being a cog in that wheel. But then also TV. TV is becoming the second screen, or what we like to actually call the never screen. Gen Z isn't watching TV, and content providers, content owners are in dire need of engagement platforms. So we're really at the center of both of those massive opportunities right now, and that's what we're building our business around. But the other thing we're building our business around is people. People are a huge part of what we're doing and why we're going to win. My background is, I come from a sports business background. I worked in sports broadcast. I worked for the Brooklyn Nets and Barclays Center. I also worked in the agency world, but always in a brand partnership, revenue generating, brand partner sponsor capacity. But then we built a great team around us. Santi is our VP of product, joined from EA Sports. He built FIFA for 10 years, the game that we all grew up playing and loving. Jay Moses, we just brought on board as the chairman of our board. He comes from Take-Two Interactive. He's been a director there since 2007, and he was actually someone that's been a close mentor of mine and helped me when I was vetting the VST Victory Square deal. And after he did that, he called me up and said, "Matt, you need to do this deal. It's a massive opportunity, but I'm going to be on your board with you." So he was a massive vote of confidence in doing this, going on this adventure with Victory Square Technologies. And then Sabrina, we just announced today, she's an amazing PR lead, and she also runs PR and has run PR for various global sporting brands like FC Barcelona, DAZN, and more. We also announced another 2 great advisors today in Mike Vorhaus and Sean Hurley. Mike was an early investor in DraftKings and many more. Sean was a head of sportsbook at DraftKings. So we continue to surround ourselves with awesome people who will help us grow the business and ultimately ensure that we succeed. And look out for more and more announcements coming in the coming weeks and months leading into our go public around more advisors, directors, and teams who will be joining our team. This is a little bit about our background. We've kicked some serious goals over the past couple of years before we joined forces with Victory Square Technologies. 100,000 downloads, 1,200 reviews. We've been accelerated and invested in by Techstars and Comcast, and we won the NBA All-Star Pitch Contest at the last All-Star, which happened, in Chicago right before COVID hit. And then this is a summary of our 2 products. We have 2 core products that really drive our business. One is Gameon. It's our flagship apps that you can download on the App Store or Google Play right now, our Gameon branded experience that makes it easier, faster, and safer to get in the game. It's free-to-play prediction games across the big 4 major leagues, plus college and various other sports like UFC, tennis, and golf. And for this product, it's primarily ad-driven and sportsbook affiliate-driven. We help sportsbooks convert our users to real money bettors. We currently have a partnership with PointsBet, and we'll be rolling out into 6 states with them. And we have various other conversations going with all the other sportsbooks that you would imagine to also be an affiliate to them. The Gameon product, our real unfair advantage, is how we're distributed into homes and bars via a TV app. And we'll get to some screenshots where you'll actually get to check out and see what that looks like. Our second product is our white label product. This was actually born out of COVID. It was born out of a time of no sports and us needing to find a way for our technology to live somewhere else. And we started white labeling. So like I said in our mission, we help any content provider, be it a sports book, a TV network, a TV show and production company, a team or a league. We help them gamify their content. And we partner with Bravo, NBC, Universal, and Comcast to help them do that. And then this product is primarily affiliate driven, as well as some revenue share as well. Here's an example of the TV product that I mentioned that helps distribute Gameon. This enables you to innovatively make predictions right on the first screen with your remote control without ever leaving that first screen. No one else is doing this. This is patent pending right now. And we're really excited about the role that this plays in getting us eventually into millions of homes around the world. This is our unfair advantage. It means our CAC is 0. It costs us nothing to get this into homes and venues and bars around the country. And it really is our unfair advantage. We're looking to distribute this with various distribution partners, be it OTT platforms, cable providers, or even TV hardware, hardware manufacturers themselves. Really excited about this product, how innovative it is, how at the forefront of sports prediction it is, and how this could play a role in sports betting one day. Real money sports betting with those partners like PointsBet that I mentioned is really, really exciting. This is an example of our white label product. This is what we rolled out with Real Housewives and Bravo to gamify their content. As you can see, it's the same as our distribution product for Game On. Leaderboard on the left-hand side, predictions on the bottom, mobile app experience if you don't want to play on the TV. And the goal and objective really varies per partner. For Bravo, they wanted to drive linear tuning. They didn't want anyone watching after the fact or watching, next week or at a time where it wasn't live. So we help them do that. Other partners are really focused on monetization and brand partners. So we can brand this with a presenting partner. We can give away products for different brand partners. So depending on the objective for the white label partner, we can structure this in different ways. Again, we can work with any content provider on this type of product, on the white label product. It could be a sports book, it could be a team, a league, or it could be a reality TV network. It could be any type of content that can be gamified. Think news, elections, reality TV, and of course, sports. And this is why our white label partners and our distribution partners love us. First of all, end-to-end build and management. Everything you see in Game On is 100% programmatic and doesn't require a production on the partner's end. So the great thing about what we did with Bravo is that the production team didn't even know this was happening. They didn't have to produce anything. All they had to do was approve the look and feel, approve the prediction content that was being pushed out, and that's it. Game On takes care of the rest. And then it's very quick to turn around because the platform that we is built, has been executed, and is tried and tested. It takes just a couple of weeks to flip it around with a fresh UI based on the brand for the look and feel, and we can roll this out in under a month. And then, of course, driving engagement, revenue, and data for the partners. That's also another reason why they love us and ultimately why they want to keep Game On around. Here are some just financial projections of what we have upcoming and slated for the next 5 years. Like I said, because we are at the center of those two trends, of first of all, being a cog in the wheel of sports books, and then second of all, helping TV remain a screen that people watch, we think this can become a huge, 100 million plus opportunity within the next 5 years. There'll be several things that we're doing to add fuel to this fire. M&A will be a big part of that. We're already having some great conversations around M&A, which can add revenue, technology, and team to what we're up to. And then, of course, we're focusing on the Game On and white label product that we already spoke about, the business models. And then here we're getting ready, obviously, to list on the CSE very shortly. And here are some comparables of what else is out there. Of course, FansUnite, who I like to call our cousin company here at Victory Square Technologies, where obviously the similar thread or the common thread there is Victory Square Technologies. And that's a big reason why we're partnering with them to go public. It's not Victory Square's first rodeo. They've done this before successfully. And we're excited to, like I said, step up to the home plate and hit a home run very shortly. And then we'll just walk through a couple of simple screenshots here. This is the Game On experience that I spoke about. Points are based on what will happen. They're weighted based on the likelihood of it happening. Free to play. When you are playing the Game On product that you can download on the App Store and Google Play right now, you can cash in your points for various different prizes. This is a campaign that we launched in the Game On experience with Movember to raise money for men's health, very important cause. And then this, again, is another screenshot or a few more screenshots of what the Real Housewives example looked like. And that's it. I'm excited very excited to share what we're up to with a new group of investors here in the network, and excited to answer some questions.
Okay, Matt. Actually, Vaid, you're okay. Oh, yeah, just make sure you're unmuted. Okay, so this is fantastic. I'm very excited to learn about this because some of our big winners over the past year have been coming out of that sport. I'm going to call it that intersection of sports, betting, gaming, streaming. We had Fubo. Fubo was debuted on our next super stock platform at, I think it was like around $8. That's now, I think it hit $60 on the New York Stock Exchange, and that was in July. We have, of course, FansUnite, 15 cents to $1.25 recently, when heading to $125, right, Vahid? Better.
Why not?
And so I'm excited to see what you have. Matt, let me ask you, what's a couple of questions. So in terms of, to sum up, what is the pain? What's the problem that you're solving? Who's your customer?
So on the Gameon product, our customer is the everyday fan. It's an easier, faster, and safer way to get in the game. That doesn't really exist right now. And then how we're really building a moat around that, the Gameon product, is the distribution into homes and bars with distribution partners. No one else is doing that, and that gives us an unfair advantage as far as distribution goes. But on the white label product, where we're solving the pain point or the problem that content providers are experiencing right now, is in that TV is becoming the never screen. Gen Z aren't watching TV; they're playing Fortnite. So this is an example of how TV and content needs to take a leaf out of gaming's playbook, and we're helping them do that.
Yeah, I think gamification. That's the word of the new decade. Everybody wants some sort of gamification. So we have a guy here saying that he actually uses Gameon. Gord picks data.
I love it.
We got customers here. So the app, so people can actually download the app and use it.
Yes, you can download the app and make your picks on any major league or college event. Typically, we have about 1,000 games live every month. And again, what's the secret sauce behind both our Gameon and white label product is that it's 100% programmatic. And that allows it to be super scalable. We have every single game in there that you can make picks on and win a cash prize on. It's free to play, which makes it legal and accessible everywhere. It's not sports betting, but we are a cog in the sports betting wheel in that we're an affiliate to all the big sports books.
Okay, so that's interesting. So basically you're capturing data. So you basically have this database of potential bettors.
Yes, but we don't just share the database. Let me use PointsBet as an example. If you're in one of the 6 states in the US where PointsBet are live right now, we can ask you if you want to make a real money bet at a very contextual moment. For example, if you're in Chicago and you're a Bears fan, and Gameon can see that you've made picks on Bears games for the last 4 weeks, and you've chosen Mitch Trubisky to be the first quarterback to be sacked in each of those games, we can serve you an offer to say, hey, actually make a bet on this. Here's a free $500 bet. Go bet on Trubisky to be sacked first in the game with PointsBet. You're going to win $1,500. Go and use this. If you use it, Gameon gets an affiliate fee. It's typically between $250 and $500 per user that's converted.
For a new user, for a new customer, basically.
Correct. Yes.
$250. Okay. So I guess that explains. That's one of your revenue streams. Actually,
correct. On the Gameon product, yes.
Okay, so the game that's just one of your revenue streams. So there's a massive amount of money in these affiliate deals to get people into the sports books. I want to ask you now that you showed a. What's the TV product where somebody can actually on their screen, while they're watching, cable, whatever they're watching sports, they can on their device they can make bets real time, yeah? Or
correct, not real money bets, but you can make your predictions in Gameon. Yep. Okay,
and this is patented?
Patent pending, yes.
Okay. And when is this? Is this live now?
So we're in the process of finalizing a deal with a distribution partner. It's locked in. It was actually the first deal that was done was to go into bars around the country. Then COVID hit. So now we're changing that agreement to be into homes instead. So we're in the process of rolling that out right now and looking to do more deals with other distribution partners, be it a cable provider, even a manufacturer. We're talking various manufacturers of TVs who can put us right there on the TV to get us that distribution into homes or bars or anywhere where a fan might be consuming sports. And we're sorry, go on.
Oh no, okay, no. And how will you monetize that? So you got the device; they're able to make predictions. So how do you monetize that?
So that there, if you're playing on a TV, you're actually playing in the same environment, in a Gameon environment, than if you're playing on your phone. So that user then just goes into our ecosystem, and then we start monetizing them in the same way we would with anyone else, be it advertising or sportsbook affiliates.
Okay, so this is very, very interesting. Okay. And essentially at some point, okay, so you're getting you're building a database all this time. As this goes, you're just constantly building a database.
Yeah, and we're monetizing them via programmatic ads and then via the sportsbook affiliate revenue stream as well.
Now the question is, at some point though, you could become you could start becoming a sportsbook at some point, no?
Perhaps it's not in the immediate game plan, but we certainly have the right people in our network to be able to do that one day if we decide.
Or you could be bought by one of these sports books like a DraftKings, what have you. I mean, interesting is that Fubo, which was really a sports streaming company, their whole the reason the stock has taken off is because they're saying, hey, we could this is a lead generation for sports betting, and this is pure play on the sports betting boom, and all of a sudden now the thing is worth, I don't know, 10 billion, I don't know the number, it's 15 billion is the market cap or something, it's so this is a very, very it's a tremendous space that you're in right now.
And another example is the chairman of our board, Jay Moses, was an early investor in a company called BetWorks, who recently also got acquired by Bally's for over 100 million. So yeah, it's definitely a hot space where there's a lot of M&A happening. Right now, we're just heads down and focused on building the business, going public, and building value for our investors.
Okay, so let's get to some audience questions. Actually, I think maybe ask this. Matthew's asking, are you planning on partnering with esports betting companies to move to the online betting industry, such as FansUnite?
So on the sports betting side, yes, we partner with sportsbooks to be an affiliate, just like we mentioned. We also partner with sportsbooks to white label their free-to-play, to be a white label product for their free-to-play experience. So there's a couple of ways we can partner with sportsbooks. I mean, on esports, yeah, we'd love to do something on the white label front as well with esports, similar to what we did with Real Housewives. We'd love to do that with the right partner in the esports world.
Matthew's asking, I was told Gameon involves making predictions and winners get some sort of reward or point to redeem for rewards through ad revenue money. So ads, what's in terms of with the TV on like the Housewives stuff, how do you generate revenues there?
So on the Housewives front, on any white label deal we do, it's a pure licensing revenue play. So obviously we want there to be a lot of engagement, but we're not being paid based on that engagement. So Real Housewives and Bravo license the technology from us, they pay us a fee, and then they plug it into their audience. Okay,
fellow Australians here.
I like it.
Okay, are your live bets predictions created and processed manually or automatically without human input?
Automatically without human input. It's like Cole just pitched something from one of my decks, because that's exactly how we position it. Like I said, 1,000 games a month without human input. It's a totally programmatic prediction engine.
Okay, question here. Maybe this is a question for Vahid. So this is going to be a spin out from Victory Square. Well, actually, I think we do have a question on what's the structure. How, Vahid, can you talk a little bit about how excuse me, what the setup is, what percentage of Gameon do you own? What's going to, spin out all that?
So as of right now, Victory Square owns a little bit above 65% of the Gameon. Up and going public, we're gonna own between 40 to 50% of the company by the time that is public, a little bit over 40%. And that's the structure is going to be. We're designing a very tight structure and with the lockup shares to make sure like we can drive the value of the company to where the investors wants to see. For the VST shareholders, we're giving them two advantages, and not only on Gameon. That's something, a new program that we've been working on it for a while, and we're going to announce it shortly. One of them is the pre-IPO. For the pre-IPO private placements, VST shareholders has the first right. So we're just going to have a president list of all the VST shareholders who are interested to be part of the private placement, and we're going to give them priority to get into the pre-IPO. The second part of the program that we're designing is it's very similar to the dividend. That what we're going to do is from the portion of the VST owns from any of these companies, not only the spin out, but also if there is any M&As that other companies are interested in any of our assets, the public traded companies, we're going to have a portion of that to goes to our shareholders, and a portion will stay in the VST so we can use it within the ecosystem and invest in the future companies that we want to bring under the umbrella for VST. So that's the structure is going to be when we go public. We have started it basically taking the names for the VST shareholders who are interested to be a part of the pre-IPO private placement that is going to happen shortly. So that's going to be the structure for the deal when it goes public. And the valuation that we're going to go public is going to be between 15 to 20 million, 15 to 17 million, depending on the financing that we're going to do, and a few other minor cap table related stuff that we're going through right now.
Okay, Heath is asking, Vahid, my man, how many Gameon shares are you going to give your wonderful and loyal VST shareholders?
So it's gonna. So the program that we're designing is not only for Gameon. We're doing it for any of the spin-out that we're gonna do case by case. The way that we're looking at this, we're looking at the VST stake to be used in two parts. One, a portion of that goes to the shareholders. A portion of that we keep it to the VST to add value for the VST shareholders. That is going to drive our stock price. Also, we can use that to as part of our ecosystem and bring the next generation company under the VST umbrella. So the exact numbers when we announce this program in next 10 days or 2 weeks, we're going to have it specifically for Gameon that what percentage of that we're going to use it for our shareholders.
Okay. Kate Trader asking, can retail existing shareholders of VST be able to participate in this pre-IPO private placement?
So any VST shareholders, they're going to be in the president list that we have a special percentage of the pre-IPO is going to go to the VST shareholders. And then we're going to open it for other people that they want to get in, which I doubted was going to be any room for that based on the demand that we've been having in past month and a half or 2 months for our portfolio companies. But, if you want to get more information on Gameon pre-IPO or other companies, if you go to our website and fill up a form that you want to be part of this, somebody from our team will be in touch with you, and then they can walk you through it, especially when we announce the financing.
Okay. So now if somebody's actually watching this live stream, do they get a special deal? Do they get like 50% off or they get a free T-shirt? Vahid, what are you going to do if somebody calls up and says, Vahid, I was watching the live stream. I want to get in on this Gameon immediately now. Put me in.
We can, if as I said, like right now,
Wall Street quarter.
Our priority is the VST shareholders, but we can have for all the all the people that they're watching Wall Street Reporter interview. If they go and subscribe to our email list or subscribe to our website, just mention Wall Street Reporter, we can add them to the president list as well to have pre-access to all the pre-IPOs that we're having. Okay,
Matt, will they get a T-shirt from Matt?
I think I can give them 100 bonus points within the app if they sign up today.
Okay, 100 bonus points. I mentioned Wall Street Report, you get 100 bonus points. Okay, let's see here. We got okay. So this is the thing that somebody suggesting this Love Island Bachelor for your program predictions.
Absolutely. I mean, the Bachelor is the model, content that we're good for.
Okay. What about cricket, AFL, all this other stuff?
Alan, mate, good to hear from you. I mean, look, I'd love to get to the point where Australian sports are a focus. I'd say we're probably a little bit away from that, but cricket, I think, is a little sooner than AFL.
Okay, we got this is a controversial question. Joe is asking, why did you leave VST out of the rocket drawing? I think this is a lot where the moon is a little. Okay, Joe. First of all, it's done in it's a comedic thing partially, but it's actually there, as Susan says. It's next to top of moon. Joe, check near the moon. It's there. Okay, so VST is in that drawing. So maybe Gameon will be there. So again, this is the sports thing is great. With Fubo, you could be. I mean, Matt, you could be our next Fubo.
I think we can be even bigger than that one day. So yeah, like I said, I really feel like we're walking up to the plate to hit that home run now. So I'm excited that we get to share Gameon with everyone here. That's the biggest thing I'm excited about is kind of filling everyone in, filling a greater audience in on what we're up to. So my virtual door is always open. If anyone wants to shoot me an email, I'm at matt@gameon.app. Reach out anytime. Happy to chat further.
Okay, so matt@gameon.app.
Yep, that's the one.
So just to add to what Matt said, like on the Gameon, when we looked at the Gameon and we're going through the acquisition and chatting with Matt, so we're looking at the few different factors, and that's a good example of the VST, how we look at different opportunities. Number one, the team. Like we really enjoyed, working with Matt and the team. We spent a long time. I think, Matt, it took us 6-7 months that between you, me, and Shaf, we've been chatting and throwing ideas. What would be the best way to approach this? The second part of it was the technology. Now we're looking at this as number one, as Matt mentioned, like how we can get the next generation to work with our companies and with the technology. And the second thing to be scalable. Right now, it's all about the scalability, how we can just increase the revenue, the number of the users, but the bottom line of the company also, from the profit perspective, can have the same sort of advantage. So we can have a scalable business and go through it, and how this business is going to last for next few years. So it's not something that is related to a specific group or a specific time of the year. It's something that I feel is not only about the TV, but all the business is gonna go through the gamification, and they're gonna using that to have the interactive, interactive relationship and interactive experience to go through it. And when we were getting ready to be listed, and as we're going through it, and again we're on track for Q1. Obviously, again there are some paperwork for the prospectus and an audit that might be some back and forth that we're going through it right now. But as a good team, we're adding more good people within the team, from our chairman, from our other board members that we're going to have announcement, other advisors we're going to have announcement. We just want to make sure we have a good team. The company, even before the financing, has cash in the bank from the previous deals and loyalty fees that V2 and Gameon is getting. Has other project that we know in next 3 years that from the previous investment of the Victory Square in previously known as V2 Game, such as Men in Black. We still getting royalty fee from that. So has a cash in the bank, has a good product, is a patent. Hopefully we're going to get a patent for our technology, good customer base, good distribution channel, and that's the recipe that we feel is going to succeed when we have this public. Now, when we go public, the good thing is right now we're giving access to everyone around the world to invest into this, into this company, and is not only focusing in one jurisdiction or the second jurisdiction. And the second thing is all the users can become shareholder now, because this is a type of the business that people is going to use it. It's a product that is going to be in their hand. It's going to be an app that they're going to use it, and they also get more engaged with the company and believe in it and become as a shareholder base. So that's kind of like how we went through it, and we identified Gameon as a great example. And that's not going to be it. Like as soon as we've been working together with the board, with Matt, with the rest of the team, to identify other potential M&As that is going to help the company from the tech, revenue, or customers perspective.
Okay, no, this is no. I think if this thing comes out at a market cap of 15 million or so, I mean this could be easily a 10 bagger with just a little bit of traction. I mean, right, it was like the right space at the right time. So let's get to some more questions. Here's a great question from Matt. Matthew is asking, what is the key differentiator that Gameon has from current online sports betting streaming platforms? Like maybe he's thinking like a Fubo, for example.
Well, I mean, a Fubo is is a primarily a content distributor that might have a sports betting layer on top of it soon. But I mean, we differentiate our two products in a couple of different ways. The Gameon product is a free-to-play prediction game, and we're differentiating with that distribution on TVs. No one else is doing that from a free-to-play prediction app standpoint. And then on the white label side, we're really differentiating by being innovative and pushing the boundaries as to what content you can predict, such as reality TV, but also on what platform you can predict, such as making predictions with your remote control without leaving your couch or picking up another phone. So we kind of differentiate the two products in different ways. But yeah, we're definitely in a very different space to a Fubo. In fact, we could work with them on our white label products for sure.
Or you could be bought out by Fubo or anybody else.
Yeah, all that.
Or a couple billion.
Mm.
Matt, what is the single most valuable piece that VST has brought to the table regarding your business? You better have a good answer because
where do I start? No, I mean, if I was to do this deal, or Gameon was to do the deal with the old V2 Games and Victory Square Technologies. From the start, I knew I had to do it with someone who had a track record and had expertise in taking startups public. And the Victory Square were the model team to do that. And from the start, they've absolutely played that role. They've taken care of all of the logistics of going public, but also the financing. And of course, I'm part of that process. But for the most part, I'm able to take care of the business. I'm able to hire. I'm able to use the resources we have to build product, build team, and get people on board. While Vahid and team are absolutely quarterbacking the go public process. So it's been the chemistry with the team is incredible. We have great people on board, and they've been an incredible partner for us.
Okay, Vahid, question for you coming up.
Sure.
Actually, for both of you guys. Ballpark pricing in the IPO.
We're gonna have again, it's being a public traded company. Sometimes our hands are tied to share some of the insights without providing it, having it released to the public. And I know some of the shareholders may be, frustrated that we don't give a, straightforward answer. But it's not because we don't want to. It's just, the limitation that we have. But the stock price, is gonna be in the range of, 30 to 40 cents. All the terms has been organized, and we're going through it right now. But again, some of these announcements has to be done publicly first before we will be able to share it to a specific group for the legal purposes. But the stock price is going to be between 30 to 40 cents. That basically the company is going to go public based on.
Okay. By the way, I'm gonna put a disclaimer on the screen. So we're not. This is not a solicitation to buy or sell securities.
Yeah.
This is a legal disclaimer. This is we're not. So everything is by whatever the disclaimers are. In Canada, you have to read prospectus. High risk stocks, you could lose all your money. Don't buy unless all that good stuff. Okay, so if somebody's interested in learning more, they can contact you, Vahid. What you email or just on the
either of us? They can contact Victory Square or they can contact Matt. We'll be more than happy to walk them through any details. Okay. As soon as the financing is announced, again, if any of the viewers or shareholders they want to know the details for the cap structure, for use of fund, all those details, we'll be more than happy to disclose all those details to them.
Okay, and make sure if you guys want to mention the Wall Street Reporter live stream so that you get the 50% discount on your shares or the hat, whatever it is that they're going to be giving out. And let's see. Okay, so we got a question here. Hang on. Okay, Vahid, there's a big revolt here. Everybody wants they want the shares as a dividend and the opportunity to buy the IPO. They want both.
Absolutely. VST shareholders going to have them both. So VST shareholder, they're going to get, a portion of VST positions in Gameon. Also, they will have the first access to the pre-IPO financing. So absolutely, like VST shareholders have them to both. And again, as I said, not only for Gameon, for any future spin out that we're going to have a similar arrangement. Obviously, case by case, the percentage is different, but they will have the first access to them both.
But so there's going to be a dividend of the shares also. Then you said.
So as I mentioned, we're going to have this detail to go out publicly. Okay. But in the conversation that we had in the management team, we came to the conclusion that from our positions in the companies that is going to go out as a spin out, or if there is any acquisition from a public company for any of our assets, we're going to divide. It's not going to be equally, but we're going to have two portions. One portion will stay at VST. A portion will go to our shareholders.
Okay, keep a lookout on Susan's email. Let's see here. What is important? What's the expected date?
So the expected date right now, we're on track to be in Q1 in March. We're pushing it to be in the first half of March. But again, just for your audience, when we submit the prospectus and audit, there is always comments, question, back and forth between us, exchange, and the CSE. So we're going through that right now. That sometimes takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. So it's kind of out of our hand for that. We have to make sure to address all their questions and have the prospectus the way that needs to be filed. So, but we're on track to be in Q1, Q1 spin out.
Okay, I'm looking for. There was a question here. I can't find it. It was. I think somebody was asking about what's the pipeline looking for more spin outs of portfolio companies for this year.
So there are two that we know, 100% is going to be done. It's Gameon and is immersive tech that is going to happen one after the other. We've had some, great conversation on some other assets that we're talking. We know these two is going to happen this year. Potential is going to be a third one for this year that we're working on right now. That is going to be either a spin out, or we may, kind of be an RTO that we work with the existing public traded company that, again, would like to give part of it to our shareholders. So that's the definite answer. But again, we're always, looking at the opportunities and looking at the market to see when is the good time for any of our portfolio company, depending on the industry, is a good time to take in public.
Okay, I think that kind of wraps it up. Okay, Vahid, actually, let me ask you this. I'll ask Matt this question. Matt, in your opinion, this is what we ask all the CEOs of companies on our program. Top 3 reasons why investors should consider investing in Gameon.
Yeah, so the first one, it's recapping some of the things we went through, but the first of the trends. We are at the center of 2 of the hottest trends, sports betting and TV becoming the second screen. So that's the first reason. Second is people, going from like my background, Victory Square's background and track record, but then Jay Moses, director at Take-Two Interactive for over 13 years, is now our chairman. The advisors we just announced today, the advisors we're about to announce in the coming weeks. People is absolutely the second reason why you should invest in Gameon. And then the third is, timing. Like I said, I'll say it again, we're about to step up to the plate, and this is the opportunity to get involved at ground level before we start hitting these home runs. So they're the top 3 reasons to get involved.
Matt, Stocks and Fries is asking, what is the thing you're most excited for Gameon this year?
I'm excited, for someone that's been working on Gameon for a couple of years with very minimal resources. I'm pumped to have people and resources around us to really accelerate that growth. One of the opportunities that I'm really excited about being a public company is M&A, and we've already started having conversations. Let me tell you, as a private company, I never imagined that in 2021 I'd be having conversations about acquiring some other really exciting technologies and teams. And I'm pretty confident you'll be seeing the first of that activity in the first few months after going public. So that's what I'm most excited about right now.
Oh, okay. So there's catalyst in place already. Vahid, I'm going to ask you number one reason in your opinion why investors should consider Gameon.
So the biggest thing for Gameon is at the right place in the right time. The way that they figured it out how to take advantage of the viewers when they're getting disengaged with the TV based on the tech that they already have. That's the biggest thing that I feel we can capitalize on top of that, not only through the sports, not only through TV, but the gamification is something that I feel is going to be the next generation of the tech and COVID has helped with that for many of the businesses to get involved with that. And just to add what Matt said, what you've seen today in the presentation is the organic plan and organic, the products of Gameon. Now, the same thing that we've, FansUnite went through. One of the biggest catalysts that we see in our, in our portfolio companies up and going public is M&As and roll-up strategy. There are many good companies out there that they either had complementary products, customers, that can add benefit to the company that is going public. That, as Matt mentioned, we're heavily working, focusing on that and working on that to have a good pipeline up and listing so we can take advantage of those.
Okay, excellent. Okay, on that note, I want to thank you guys, and I'm looking forward to hearing more from Gameon and of course VST in the coming weeks. Vahid, keep bringing on more companies.
Absolutely.
Thanks for doing our live stream today. Great questions. Thank you, guys.